melodic metal tapping. We're going to learn about the music theory, we're going to learn about the scales, the arpeggios, the coolest things you can do, and some really cool extra techniques that we're going to actually just start out with. Here we go. So with lick 1, we're using multi-finger tapping. Now don't be afraid of it. Give it at least one try. I promise you it will not be that bad as long as you pay attention to what I'm about to say. So a lot of people get really nervous when they see people using multiple fingers on their right hand when they start tapping. It almost looks like they're playing the piano, right? Well, I want you to know that if you can tap with just one finger, going very slowly, doing your hammer-ons and your pull-offs, you can use all of your other fingers, even your pinky if you practice it hard enough. Because think about it like this, all of our fingers are structured the same. You're just used to using your left hand fingers for hammer-ons and pull-offs, and then maybe you're used to using just one of your fingers for tapping. So give it a try, go nice and slow, and try using more of your fingers. It'll make you sound and look way cooler and much more melodic. In terms of the music theory in this, I'm actually using 13 chords. I'm doing a D minor 13 chord and then an A minor 13 chord. Basically a sixth up an octave, right? So if we do a D minor chord, aka D, F, and A, if we add a 13 on there or a sixth, it would be a B flat up an octave, adding an extra note that is not usually in your arpeggio, like 13 chords. Like 9 chords, like 11 chords. It'll make you sound really awesome and melodic. So lick 2, we're actually doing multi-finger tapping again, but just not as crazy, but it has some weird groupings that I think you're going to like because the music theory is really fascinating. So the first chord is a simple E flat major triad. So then for the second chord, I'm actually playing an 11 chord. So think about it like this. If I do a D flat major arpeggio, D flat, F, A flat, but instead I skip the fifth and I just throw on a 4 or aka an 11, right? Because that's what it is with the octave difference. And the 4 would be what? G flat. Lick number 3 is pretty straightforward. It's just a D minor arpeggio going through 3 different octaves followed by a C sharp diminished scale. Because remember, this is using the harmonic minor scale, so we're raising that leading tone, and instead of playing a C major chord, you would play a C sharp diminished chord because that C, the 7th, becomes C sharp. And doing diminished arpeggios are very, very easy on the guitar because all you have to do is separate your fingers by 3 frets. And if you're ascending, all you have to do is bump everything up a fret except for the B string, go up 2 frets. So lick number 4 is a mix of A harmonic minor scale into an E7 arpeggio going through 3 different octaves and then resolving back to the tonic. What do I mean by that? Well, I basically start out with a 4-note per string tapping lick in A harmonic minor, and then it kind of leads me into my E7 chord, aka our dominant 7th chord. Remember, our dominant 7th chord is our 5 chord that is a 7th chord. So for an A minor, A, B, C, D, E, we'd play an E7 chord, aka E, G sharp, B, and then D. Pretty simple. All we have to do is go through the octaves up until we get to the high E string, and then we can resolve it with a nice A. Try things out like major arpeggios. Try add-on arpeggios like the ones that I showed you. Try doing the harmonic minor scale. Try doing the major scale. There are so many different possibilities that you can do once you understand your diatonic chords and you know how to alter them. And I hope that helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video.